Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. I'm your host, Commander Alion. Welcome to the show, everybody coming in here. It's going to be another interesting show. Our show from last night is on my YouTube channel. For those that missed last night, we had some really interesting things occur again on the show. You couldn't make it up. And it's on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News on YouTube. The show from last night, the whole show, you have to watch the whole show to hear what happens. As the show goes on, you'll hear some very weird things happen that come through. So welcome to the show. This show is becoming a place where, to say it at least, our star brothers and sisters are making contact through my show. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, UFO shows on YouTube and whatever that have been on for probably years. But tell me one YouTube show on UFOs that has had extraterrestrial intelligence communicating through the show. Tell me one. And I'll tell you, none have had that happen. So here on this show, we're starting to have interaction with space people, audio-wise, coming through our show when we're on. Now, some of you have been aware that this has been happening, and you've actually heard the voices of the show before last night, about less than a week ago. You heard the sounds of the space being that was communicating a message on the show. Last night, there was a woman or a little girl that came through. It was the weirdest thing, came through on the show. It's on the recording of the show from last night. You'll hear it. You have to listen to the whole show, and I guarantee you will hear things. Jess Parker, hey, good to see you are here. Maria, everybody else joining in the show. So if you're here, I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. Honestly, I don't know. But I guarantee you something is going to happen. Matter of fact, I've actually meditated about this. I decided that I am willing to continue communicating with the space people here on the show. And evidently, I am able to call that specific space person who came through our show the other night, a couple nights ago when John Connors was here. Jan, good to see you. Hey, Jake. So I have a feeling, when we talk about wanting to make contact, doing C5 and going out into a field, and in that field, waiting to see what happens, they can come right into this show. These higher frequency beings can come right into your house. They don't need a spaceship, although they need a spaceship to get close enough, but they can come right in. So tonight will be a very interesting night. We're just getting started. On the other front, for whatever reason, my cough seems to be going away. So I say, thank goodness for that. Chesno, good to have you with us. Hey, Miss Kate. I finally got tired enough of this cough, and I said, you're getting out of here. You're interfering with my being to communicate with people. I am not going to have that anymore. Hey, Turno, welcome to the show. Windy Bay 22, welcome. Chesno, thanks for the heart. So I have just decided, I thought about this all day after last night. I've decided to use this show to make communications with our space brothers. They're in contact. They know I'm here. And we're going to do that tonight. We're also going to interview people. So if you want to be interviewed, I'd love to hear you. And I had to give this a lot of thought about the communications. I also am putting a protection around this show from now on. I'm asking the Ashtar Command to protect everybody and everything in the show. And when we make contact, it is only with those Christed beings of light. And that's it. No cosmic jokers will get through here and will not be allowed to communicate. But the beings from the Star System Sirius that were communicating with us less than a week ago, that came through with a message, Getco or Getico, it's hard to understand the pronunciation of their name. Hey, Boogeyman, welcome to the show. We're going to attempt to make contact tonight. The way this works, I'm starting to understand how it works. There'll be a static that will come through the program. If the static comes through the program and you hear it and it gets stronger, that means that the space being on the ship is getting ready to communicate a message. So I now understand this. I didn't understand it before, but I'm a quick learner. Something to do with the energy frequencies. They adjust to a frequency, whatever TikTok's on, they're adjusting to this particular frequency. And that's how they're able to communicate. But at the same token, people on here can confirm this, that when this happens, their phones get drained of power. How many people have been on here when this happens and come forth and tell me that your phones were drained of power when the communication started happening? You know who you are. We've had many witnesses on here. Chesno's one of them. There's many more. Anna knows that. So if you're new here, I'm not making any stories up here. Everything I do is real. I don't channel. I don't give you fluffy messages. I'm here for the real thing. That's why we're here. In truth. We're here to interview people about their encounters. We had some great interviews last night with Kay in Arizona. We had Salty Water from the Carolinas with us. Had Chesno on last night. We had UAP, UFO with us. A few other people. Should we keep our phones plugged in, or does it affect the house power too? I have no idea, Lovola, if it'll affect the house power. That would be interesting. So I want to welcome Mary to a show that really is out of this world now, Encounters. A show that is truly out of this world. You know, I can never imagine starting this thing on TikTok and then less than a week ago, within the last 2 weeks, having space beings trying to communicate on here with us. I mean, how does that work? You know? I mean, whoever, how's that work? I mean, don't get me wrong. C5 is really important, but this was C5. C5 and a different C5. When last night, how many people were on last night and heard the little girl's voice? How many people clearly heard her speak through this broadcast? Everybody was muted. Chesno heard it. Everybody that was with me was muted. This woman's voice, some people said it was a young lady. Other people thought it was a girl's voice. Deborah heard it. It's all recorded. It's all documented. And they are using this type of frequency to communicate with us. Renee heard it. And Jess Park, if you missed it, you can listen to the show, watch the show on my YouTube channel. It's all recorded. Then a humming sound, yes. Did anybody take notes last night of what was being said? Did anyone get any of the messages that they were broadcasting last night? Because I heard the static, but I couldn't hear. I heard the little girl, but I didn't hear everything else. Humming sound. So we're going to, in a little bit, attempt to make contact. I know we can. Evidently, I've come to the understanding that they want to contact me and also bring a message to everybody. Very good, Killa. We're contacting with the Syrians from the Star System Sirius. These are light beings, to be very specific. There were 3 of them a few weeks ago that came through. They were on a ship, and then I think they were in my house. They were actually not showing themselves, but they were here. One of them was communicating through the program here. straight through the program. So I've really, really went deep in my thoughts and meditation about this. And I think we have to do this. I think we're supposed to. I think this is the way they're going to communicate. Now, why they chose this show and chose me to be the person here to go through with all the people coming in here, I don't know. All I know is that I'm in service to the highest good, always. I'm in service to the planet. I'm in service to the breaking of the matrix and waking people up. But they're sure waking people up when they come in here because it's blowing people away. It really is. And my voice is clearing up now. I had a lot of meditation, drank a lot of honey, a lot of elderberry, all kinds of good stuff. And I said, I'm done with this whole thing with the coughing here. And tonight, my plan is to do what I have to do. My energy level is much higher now. It was not bad before, but it's much higher now. And I am ready for contact tonight. When I say contact, I'm talking audio. I'm talking audio contact. You know what I mean? So we're going to take guests here, but I'm going to start now. I want everyone to focus. And again, we have a protection on this show. Everyone is protected in the highest levels of light. Everyone is protected by the Ashtar Command, the people I work with, and I've worked with for years. So we're going to call in Garaka or Gecko, however you want to pronounce your name, from the Star System Sirius area. I wish to communicate with you on the show. I wish you to bring a message through here. And I know some people's phones are going to probably lose power. Not lose power, but go down in power. So I'm going to experiment here. And again, I don't claim anything will happen or not happen. I can't do that. But if we all focus our energy on them, yes, thank you. Thank you, Jesno. If we all focus our energy tonight, I believe they will come back in. They can hear me. They can hear all of us, as a matter of fact. They can hear all of us. I know they can now. I'm totally convinced after last night that they can hear everything. And we're going to invite Garaka to join us from the Star System Sirius area. We ask you to join us here. If you have a message for everyone watching this, please feel free to come forth. If you're not busy out in space doing something, a little bit of light cosmic humor here. But I know you're there. I know you can hear me. You know, I feel like I'm on a two-way radio. Remember the old days when you had the two-way radio and someone said, hello, does anybody hear me out there? And the other person said, yeah, I'm over here in so-and-so state. I feel like I'm reaching out to the universe. I'm reaching out to the unknown. Yes, Gecko. So I want everyone to focus on Gecko. Everybody. I'm very disciplined in my consciousness. I can't be thrown off the wall, off the track, so to speak. So don't even try. Not going to work. At some point tonight, I feel when static starts coming in, we'll have contact. So if you've not seen this happen before, it starts with a little bit of static. Gracie says, Gecko, hear us and come through. I want everyone to focus on Gecko. We have 26 people in here. I want everybody to focus on this is what I'm going to do right now before I do any guest interviews or whatever. I want Gecko to join us. And I wish you to join us and speak before us in this broadcast. Everyone close your eyes for a moment. Clear everything out of your mind, all your belief systems, all your thoughts, whatever you've been taught, and focus on Gecko. I mean, I'm really amped up here. I haven't been this amped up in the last 2 weeks. I'm so amped up, I don't even care about anything else right now. There's nothing that can stop us. Nothing can stop us from making this happen. Not one person, not anybody. Whether it happens tonight or tomorrow night, it's going to happen. Now I speak on behalf of the Ashtar Galactic Command and the show Encounters. Gecko and your space brothers and sisters on your ship are definitely welcome to communicate with us. Nothing's happened yet. We're going to bring Chesno on here. Hey, Chesno.
Hey, Commander.
How you doing?
I'm doing. How are you? Yeah, you sound a lot better, by the way.
Yeah. Something happened somewhere around the middle of the afternoon. I feel like I had a clearing of my whole throat area. Like it was just totally cleared out. I'm so amped up right now. I'm just like ready for contact. You know, can everybody feel that feeling tonight? I hope so. Because that's where we're going, hopefully. And we'll see if John Connor gets on here with us. He's been really busy, I think.
Yeah, I was going to
I'm
ask you.
surprised.
Did you talk to him recently?
No, I have his number, but there's no way of leaving a message on it. But
Hopefully,
we'll get in touch.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about him too. And I know when he's been on here, for some reason, the frequencies adjust and the beings came through when he was on. But he wasn't doing anything. They were coming here. He is around us. Somebody says he's around us, but it's not close, Gracie Briggs said. So you're picking up on the space being, Gracie, correct? So, you're not going to see a lot of hoopla. You're not going to see a lot of hoopla here. I got my apple cider. A little bit left, not too much. Of the cough, that is. You're not going to see a lot of hoopla here, but you're going to see us really focused and determined to make contact. And usually when the gecko came in here, it sounded like that kind of a room, but it was actually a language, and a language came through. So I do believe that we can make contact. I'm really focused on him telepathically. I'm asking the gecko to come through. And I got my headphones on, my earpods on here. Any noise, anything that happens will be very interesting. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please let us know. And Chesno is also co-hosting the show tonight, which is good. So I wish to interview a few people. Margaret, good to see you, Margaret Rushing. Felita, Joshua, all these names. Earth 2, Captain Mystery Fog on UFOs. That's a good name. Dana Kelly. I think it's Jim. Jojo Serpa. Welcome, everybody. Trina, David Seaman, Wendy. A lot of people here. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens here. I'm really relaxed. I feel ready. I know a lot of you would like to see something. Light of the world welcome. Again, I don't predict anything. I don't push anything to happen. I just know that if it's to happen, it will. I'm in a calm space and keeping my eyes closed. Maria, thank you for the roses. And I appreciate everybody coming in here. So take your time, relax a little bit. We're here for you. Really, we are. This show's here for you. Not for me. It's here for you.
Yeah, this is
It's here to bring us.
disclosure right now.
This is disclosure. Yep. And we're going to bring Gecko in there. So I call on Gecko and the Syrians from the Star System that he comes from to communicate with us. I know your ship is at a distance, but you can come closer. I know I don't channel, John. I don't channel at all. We had some things happen on our show here a few nights ago. Tresno, many others that are regulars here know. We had a space being come through our broadcast, and we had people translate the information. No, I don't channel. And we do interviews with people that have had visitations, UFO sightings. Normally, that's what we do. But this actually is recorded. The show's on my YouTube channel, and you can hear the being coming through. So, no, I don't channel. I don't believe in channeling.
Yeah, if anyone has a UFO experience and they want to share, come on up.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories. While we're waiting, we definitely would like to hear stories from people. It seems like they come through when we have guests on.
They do.
Have you know? They do. When we have people on here talking about their experiences, then the space being comes through.
And it'll just randomly happen. Like we'll be talking about something else, and you'll just hear voices through static, and it's like a different language, like how you did it before. It sounds just like that. So it'll happen at any given time.
Yeah. Gracie's saying I was feeling it where she is before. Oh, thank you for the hat. I feel really good about that, you know. But I am just so determined tonight to make contact. This is like us going out into the field and using Stephen Greer's app to make contact with our space brothers.
Yeah.
You know, folks, I just learned from this experience the last few weeks that they can come right in your house. You don't have to be outside waiting for a spaceship from some other planetary system. They can come right on TikTok. I'm only saying that because they came on TikTok and through my broadcast. So, you know, how many people on YouTube and other social media can claim that they had a space being coming through their broadcast? I don't care how popular they are, how big their TV show on on YouTube is. If I ask any one of those people who host their shows on YouTube and I tell them this story, I would bet you none of them have had this happen.
A lot of those YouTube videos are not live either. A lot of it's edited. Yeah. This is, like I said earlier, this is raw. This is just, as it.
Maria Spooky Boo, yeah, it's on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. I've titled it Space Being Interrupts Broadcast. So it's right on there.
I watched it earlier. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. If you don't watch that show after this or get time to watch it, you should. And if you don't believe any of this stuff, watch that show because it's unedited.
Yeah.
Yep. And it makes me think about contact because we are getting close to contact. I keep talking about it a lot on the show, right? The reason why I talk about it is because people got to get their act together. They're able to come right into your home, your apartment, your condo, out in the woods, when you're out camping. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I used to think you had to go out there.
If they want contact, they will come to you. Absolutely. They don't, the walls to them are like, don't exist. They'll just come right through it. A portal right in your bedroom. It doesn't matter. If they want to make contact, they're going to. There's no stopping it.
Yeah. Absolutely correct. You know, I've now totally changed my understanding of this, that they can just appear. If you are connected with them and you are focused on them, they will focus on you. And I know they're watching the show. When I say watching, not in the traditional sense, like they're turning on a TV set.
It's like
view their show from
absolutely frequency. Yeah.
So when they're on that frequency, they can see everything that's going on right now on the show. Whether you believe that's possible, that's exactly what's going on. Do they care if you have clothes on? No. I don't think they care about that.
Yeah, I don't think they care. That was funny.
That was good. That was good. Have you ever heard of human beings, human beings containers for space beings? No. Good question, Saint. No, I never have. But they were coming through a little bit last night. We heard the static, and that's how they come through. It's a static noise.
Yeah, UFO UAP's here. Maybe he wants to come up too, because whenever he's
Yeah,
on, he translate too. He's good at that.
yeah, we're bringing them on. UFO UAP has been able to translate their messages, and we're going to bring him on in case something happens. Here he comes. UFO UAP. Hey, good
you
evening.
doing?
Good to have you.
Thank you,
How
Commander.
have you been? Yes.
I feel much better today.
Oh, good. You know what? I do too.
Yeah, you sound better. Yeah, I
So
think
do
it's the
you.
peace.
So do you.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel much better. A lot of lemonade, and some medicine and teas. To get rid of all that bad flu, I guess, because it's cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I only have a little bit left. It might once in a while cough, but it's
But it's good.
it's just about
Hopefully,
gone.
we,
It's good.
hopefully our energy is now more aligned.
Yeah, I
Correct.
think so. And UFO UAP was on when the space being came through. Did you make any notes as to what the message was?
Last night or like last week, the 4 days ago when
Last
they
week.
talked.
Yeah, 4 days ago. Did you keep any
I didn't make
notations?
no notes. I didn't make any. I didn't write any notes, but it's all in my head. I don't forget that easy. It's easy to remember
Yeah.
what they were saying.
D says, "Do you think they will interfere in our wars?" Yes, they will.
Of course, if you try to destroy the planet, they are going to
Hey,
interfere
Larry.
in it.
They've already disabled and dismantled nuclear weapons all across the world. I feel like if they would have used them by now, that's why they're big on bio weapons and chemical warfare, because they can't
Yeah,
use the nukes because it interferes with their dimension, and they'll stop that real quick.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
They'll
correct.
totally dismantle the electrical systems at the nuclear silos will be totally shut down. I'm telling you some real information here. So is Chesno.
That's correct.
So yeah, it's a great question. They will definitely do that. They will not tolerate us doing anything with nuclear weapons. So
I
people need to
believe it
understand
happened.
that.
I believe it happened before, so they're trying to prevent what happened before, way back in the
Mm-hmm.
past, because I think a nuclear blast can go into the different dimension, like on the fourth
Oh
dimension
yeah,
or the third dimension. You can reach in there, and they don't want that.
No.
it'll tear a line in the fabric of the vibrational frequencies of the universe, and they'll
That's
stop it.
correct.
Yep.
That's correct, Commander. And they don't want
And D
that.
says
That
I
is going
thought
to be
so.
bad.
You're right. They shut down our nukes a long time ago in the '60s. Many of the nuclear silos around the world were shut down by the Ashtar Command. They actually were the ones who sent their ships and shut down the electrical systems.
Yeah. And there's footage. If
This
you
is
look, there's UFOs that are beaming at nuclear power plants, and you can see them beaming like
yeah,
grids, and they're totally dismantling them. They'll change the
yeah,
codes so they can launch them. They know what they're
yeah,
doing.
I don't know if you
totally
guys
shutting them
remember
down.
that. I don't know if you guys remember that documentary that talks about 1975 when two bolts of light they were just parked in front of an Air Force base and they turned on all 10 missiles, nuclear missiles, and then they shut them off. They're just letting them know, look
Right,
what we can do. We can shut them off. We can turn them off if we want.
right,
And it was
Oh
just two
yeah.
big balls of light, and the soldiers in the front, they were calling in the radio, telling the commanders, hey, there's two balls of light in front of the base, and now the missiles are going off, and all the green lights are going on, like they're activated. And then after that, 2 minutes later, boom, they shut them off.
right. And the
You guys
reason
don't
they did
remember?
that, they wanted to scare these people that think they can choose these nuclear weapons to know that
Yes,
if they wanted to, they can shoot all these weapons up in space and the whole world would be destroyed. But that's not their intention. Their intention was to scare these people to realize that if you don't want these nuclear weapons to go off, and if you let them go off, you're going to destroy the planet. And they shut them down.
that's correct.
Uh, someone said here, John says, why didn't they shut down all the tests of ICBMs over all these years and even development? I don't know why. I mean, we don't know what they did or didn't do, but if you'll notice, none of those ICBMs, if they had nuclear arsenals, would have been allowed to go off. Those ICBMs had no nuclear weapons on them. They were being tested to see what the long-range capabilities were. So if they were nuclear, they would have been not allowed to be shot off while they would dismantle the whole electrical system.
So,
That's
Commander,
great.
I want to throw in there that when they did tests back, how they show how they do it in New Mexico, a lot of that's fake. There's images where it's like a dollhouse, and the camera doesn't move. Like the camera should have been blasted with those other houses, and a lot of that's
Right?
fake. You got to really be careful what you see. I
Yeah,
just it was dismantled
Right.
a long time ago.
yeah, absolutely. Just everyone be quiet for a minute. Do you hear a static?
Yes,
Do you
I
hear the
heard it.
static, anybody? Okay.
I heard shh
Gracie's
like
saying
that.
Gecko is back in the frequencies, but it's not real strong like it was. It will get stronger. They're interested in what we're talking about. T says she doesn't hear it. It was for a very short period.
Yes.
So they're interested in a discussion about shutting down nuclear weapons with the space people. They're listening to the discussion right now. Whether they decide to communicate or not, I don't know, but they are here. They were here for just a moment when that happened. The play-in in the dirt says, didn't the ET share their knowledge in exchange to test on people? That was the negative ETs. That was the other group. The government met with the Ashtar Command in the 60s in a desert area, and they met with the other group. They decided to go with the other group for the technology, and they did let them do testing on human beings. That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, and there's different types of aliens or entities here too. There's tall whites, you have grays, reptilians, and they're all like working together, but they're also some of them aren't friends with each other. And yeah, there's deals like all over where they take people in exchange for technology, so they say.
Yeah, and that, for the most part, has stopped. It was prevalent in the 70s, 80s, and in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. But you don't hear too many people being abducted anymore.
Mm. A lot of that happened too in Alaska. A lot of people in Anchorage went missing. They actually per capita they have the most missing people in Alaska.
Yeah,
They go to
yeah,
rural areas. They go to the mountains, to the places where not that many people can see them, but they're still doing it in a
Yeah, they are.
smaller number.
Yeah.
They just
a
went
lot
by
of that.
today at 6:28. They came by and they put a big old white light on top of me, and I posted the video already, and that was today. I know it was them because you can see the ship. You know, they light us up and then they turn the light off,
Mhm.
and that is no drone,
Uh,
that was no plane or none of that.
Gracie is saying something is blocking Gecko from coming closer. It's possible that there's something blocking him, but if they want to get through, they'll get through.
That's right.
I want to focus on Gecko for a moment. I asked that the Ashtar Command help Gecko and the Syrian Star System beings come through. Whatever is blocking their communications be stopped. Whatever is trying to distort or block communications with that space being, that the channels be open for communications, that we will not allow blockage of the communications on my show. I asked that the blockage be ended. You got the kids all there making noise, huh?
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen. He's playing the PlayStation in the room, but he's loud. He's always loud. But he's in the room though. You
Yeah.
can barely hear it.
But we'll see what happens. So we really do want to make this. We're going to have our normal discussions here. And as we focus on Gecko, we ask that everyone say telepathically, communicate quietly in your head. Just say, Gecko, we wish to communicate with you on the show encounters. Gecko, we wish to communicate with you now. So we'll see what happens. I see one trying to come through. Billy Adams. Billy, can you expand on that? Man, you got a very noisy household over there, UFO, UAP.
Yeah, I just locked myself up in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. I locked myself up in
Oh,
here.
okay.
That's
Well, you might have
right,
an.
So it's
Mary.
very quiet now.
Oh, good. You're isolated. Good.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm locked up in the bathroom. Hopefully they don't want to come in here.
Yeah, right.
Well, I got Skip to Grace. I'm bringing Skip to Grace up here, and we have the gang all here. Grace, welcome to Encounters, a show that's out of this world. It really
Hey,
is.
hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, good.
Hello, Grace.
How's everybody tonight?
Good.
Good. We're talking. We're having a conversation, and we just opened the doorway for Getco to come through on the show tonight.
Okay. Have you guys heard from John Connor?
Not yet. I'm gonna
No.
try to reach him tomorrow during the day.
Okay. I'm just curious because for some reason I keep thinking about the train.
Train?
Yeah.
I know he mentioned something about coming through a portal, something about a train, and I keep thinking about the train.
Oh.
You guys remember him mentioning that? He
Oh man,
mentioned
I just
I
gotta.
don't
he
remember.
asked about a train station near you, Commander.
Yeah, there's a train station right up the street.
Yeah,
Wait a
because I
minute.
remember he was on and he heard the train, and then he asked about the train station. But I'm just wondering where because we were just talking earlier in another group about a gentleman who did teleportation type of work in, I think it was in
Yeah.
Connecticut. Have you ever heard of
Really?
that? Did you know about
No.
that guy? And I guess he went through a
Nope.
portal and they never saw him again.
Oh, that's
But
great.
but it was in
Thanks.
Well, you're
it
not
was in
going to
the
see me go. You're not going to see me go through a portal. Never see me again.
it was in the 1920s though. It was a long time
Oh,
ago.
really? 1920s? Okay. I've never heard
Apparently,
of it.
apparently, right? Just didn't you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do some research and find out more about it. Yeah, it's just hearsay. It was something I heard. I was
Yeah,
100%
it's
sure.
possible.
I mean, everything
It's
is
really possible.
you never know. Connecticut seems to be that kind of state.
It
Yeah, we get
is.
a lot of action here, believe it or not. A
We
lot of
really
action.
do. We really do.
Yeah. I've
It's
had
We have a
experience
lot.
I've shared before with a triangle, like a football field. I've seen orbs, like 20 of them. A lot of action here. And then the C5, Commander, we all saw something
Yeah,
the last five.
yeah,
I
that big one
think
that we
it's
did. Yeah,
it's
If
a
you're
scary
feeling better
field.
this weekend, maybe we can do a C5 if you're up for it.
yeah. Let me test the waters and see where I'm going. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
You
I
have
might,
to,
I might, I might need just a little bit more time just to make sure I'm totally out of this thing.
yeah, you
Yeah,
have
he
to
would be
get some.
100% because it's going to be cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what I was thinking? I don't know if we could do the CE5 from our cars. I mean, it's potential that we might be able to do it. If we think
Oh, being
about,
in the car,
yeah,
that
this
is a possibility.
this way you're not cold. You're not freezing because it is so cold here.
C5 like we're doing now, like separately, but in the boxes, that could be cool, right?
Imagine
It
if
might
we're
work,
Lily Southern says it's not hard. Just don't lose track of the string.
yeah.
right?
I think I just got that download today. I was like, well, you know what? I think we can pull it off and just do it in our cars. And we can have groups
Yeah.
in the car. We can have groups in the car, like if we all gather together. I have a big vehicle. I can fit at least 5 people in my vehicle.
That would be awesome.
Interesting. That would be kind of interesting. C5. I never thought of that before. Well, maybe. Let me see how I feel towards the weekend.
Yeah,
And
you know what? We've got first, the skies have been fantastic too. The last couple of nights especially.
Yeah, the good thing about winter is the sky, the air is real thin, so there's no humidity and that very thin. You can see everything on a clear night.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
noticed today that the moon was very translucent. It was visible
Mm-hmm.
in the day sky, but it was super
Mm.
translucent, and that's what I look for when I look for like any craft in the day. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
look for that same type of phenomenon in the sky when I'm
Yeah,
Mm.
looking for
and the
ships.
thing to remember is they're always up there. You just have to look up. It's not like they're like leaving. No, they're always up there. You just have to look.
They're
You'll see them
invisible.
if
They're
you look it up.
invisible. They're always up.
They're always up there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're disguised as clouds, but they're always up there.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of times people don't realize that the space beings are up there in their spaceships and they're all over the planet. Many times they're cloaked. That's why
Hmm.
people
Yes.
don't see them, but they're
Hmm.
there. They can
Yeah.
be cloaked. If you're standing outside, just close your eyes and feel the energy coming in from around where you are. And if they're there, you'll feel the energy. If they're not there, you won't feel it.
yeah,
But that's the secret to knowing that they're there. To
yeah, I
feel,
agree.
to close
I
your eyes and feel, not think about it. Feel the energy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that totally. I mean, I know I can sense when there's light being presence around. I know I can. I'll just say, "Hey, I know you're there," and I look up and I just acknowledge, and
Hmm.
I
Well,
feel
sometimes they'll just flash a light. It's like just to let you know that they heard you too.
yeah,
There's
and I feel
Yeah.
like
so
I'm
much
being
you can do.
protected. I feel like I'm protected. You know what I mean? I get the sense of, like I don't feel any fear or negativity. I just feel totally protected. It's such a really good. It's a great feeling.
I have recorded
I
that
get,
invisible shape quite a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times, right on top of my head, but you can only see the lights going around the body. It's a round shape. She's massive, like maybe half a block, the size of a half a block. You can literally see all the little lights that don't go around. They're just on. And only one light goes around the ship. And the ship is invisible. You cannot see the body, but you can see the lights. And I have recorded that ship many times, maybe 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
You just gotta pay close attention to it. And you can hear me narrating what I'm seeing on the video. Oh, look at it. Look at the lights going around. And you can literally see the ship. It's funny. You can see the
yeah.
shape, the form, but
Yeah.
no ship, no body. Just the lights going around it.
I want to say hello to James. James is watching our show. Hello, James. And, so just wanted to give a shout out. And also, I'm doing some hand movements here.
Hey,
I'm doing
James.
some hand movements to bring in the energy of the space being.
Hello, James.
I'm doing some energy hand movements.
No, I
It's
mean
going to bring a static. There'll be more static coming through in a minute,
it's such,
maybe.
such a good feeling knowing that we're not alone, and just know what you were saying earlier about like being like just the nuke in a sense, and that nuclear like that protection, knowing that there's cosmic somebody's watching over us, and people.
In the power of Christ consciousness, which Commander has, and some of us, I also too, and you're heavily protected. Negative entities, they fear that. They won't even mess with you. So I feel like anything that we encounter is going to be positive because they won't mess
Yeah.
with us.
I agree with
Right?
that. I
Yeah.
agree with that. I mean, I know that I'm cosmically, cosmically Christed and protected through the, powers of the Christed, Christed energy. It's just that, I guess the thing is that it's just knowing that we're, hope. I really hope. I'm hopeful that they are not going to hold back.
Yeah.
If we do make a big
Yeah. I
this.
don't think they will.
And
I
you
got an interesting story to share with everybody. I have my former Twitter account, which is now called the X. I
Yeah.
went on there to post the 2 minute video of the space being's voice coming through. So I see two of my video posts were reposted by guess who? Their official official what used to be Twitter. You know Keanu Reeves, the actor? Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves?
How's his name pronounced? Keanu?
Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was on my X there this afternoon looking at my stuff, and I saw that his official page reposted 2 of the videos I had. So then I messaged the official page and sent him the 2-minute clip of the ET speaking that I posted here on TikTok. So we're going to see if he responds to it. I thought that was interesting.
That Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, yes, he's on TikTok, or what used to be. He's on Twitter,
X.
and they reposted 2 of my videos.
Wow.
Is that the guy from the Matrix?
He did he did the second redone movie of
The Matrix.
no, he did another movie that was about the space people. He landed in a ship with a robot. The original was done in the 1940s or 50s. It was
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
The Day the Earth Stood Still. He did another edition, a re-edition of that, and
Yes.
I really feel that he's had encounters or visitations. I don't know that for a fact, but I think Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I think he's had contact.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I think so too.
Well, I think he's a traveler.
Yeah,
could be.
I'm looking.
Could be.
I'm hoping that he'll respond, and maybe I asked if he has TikTok. If they have TikTok, I could get him on the show to talk about his experiences.
That would be super cool.
So as of today, I'm working on seeing what they do. If they respond or he responds, I'd like to get him on here.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I'm moving my hands past the screen. That's TT calling. Pick it up.
That was me.
I'm moving my hand over the phone to see. I'm moving my hand over the phone to see if anything happens. Like as I move my hand, is anybody feeling energy from their phone? I'm just doing an experiment here. Does anybody feel anything happening with their phone?
Keanu Reeves isn't on Twitter, Jake says.
He has an official site on there because they responded.
It's
nothing. Okay.
It's probably his handlers or people, and they have an interest in that.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
I would imagine. I mean, listen, he's all up in that realm.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he dabbles in that stuff.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt. I mean, some of these celebrities, they do dabble in the social medias. Don't let them fool you.
I'm pretty sure they have other alternate names.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have the chance to really, I'm going to invite John Connor and see if he's awake. Let me see here.
And I mean, we're not gullible here, you know what I mean? Like we realize that there are people out there that are, fake accounts and whatnot, but anything is possible. We have to believe anything is possible.
I follow that guy, but I don't know if that account is is real, like you said, Grace. I don't know if it's real, but I follow him and he followed me back.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I have multiple accounts of this different people that follow me. It's funny, every day someone on TikTok follows me that's famous every single day, almost every day. I get there's multiple accounts apparently of this same person, the same famous person.
Oh, really?
He used to really like me. Yeah, it's funny.
Like Elon Musk, he follows me. Elon Musk is following me, but I don't know if that's him for real.
Oh, that's the AI version of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's still cool though.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well,
it makes sense.
Listen, I had lunch with Elon Musk the other day.
Oh man, really?
Oh, she did. Grace is, hey, thank you, Tinky Binks, for the heart. It's really important, people, to realize that we're living in amazing times now, regardless of what's happening. We live in amazing times. And I spent a whole bunch of time just meditating a little bit last night after what happened last night. And anyone who was on last night heard some of the.
Get some of that apple cider.
Some water.
I'll get it out. It is going away, folks, but
You
it
just
does come back a little bit.
You just do sound like you're healing.
Yeah,
We're happy for you that you're finally getting a little feeling that this is finally leaving.
yeah. I
You
have too
should eat a
much to
little bit,
say
honey.
for. Yeah, I have more honey here. I'm going to use it in a little bit, but we have too much to do, and it's now more important than ever that we are aware of not only our planet, but really aware that we have many, many space beings that are here, that are looking at what we're doing, that are involved in what we're doing. They might be looking at us from afar in a spaceship out in the universe or outside our atmosphere, but they are looking and they are watching. If you don't believe that there are space people watching us, they are. They've been watching us for a long time. They're watching to see what we're going to do. What's our
Right.
next step? How are we going to live on this planet in the future? And the future is now. Our future is now. So how are we as people going to interact with each other? How are we going to understand each other, love one another, embrace each other? That's what they're looking at. They're looking at how all the things we've been taught to believe on our planet in schooling, in the business world, and whatever, all that is immaterial. All that to them is unimportant. What they're concerned about is, are we going to make the next step, the next move, to be ready to embrace them, to allow them to embrace us? Are we going to be afraid to embrace our space brothers and sisters? Or are we going to be not afraid? Are you going to listen to stupid things on websites that aren't true, that human beings write to make you afraid? Or are you going to think for yourself, meditate, go within, and get the answers? Too many people on this planet depend on websites and other things on Earth for their information, and they shouldn't. They're too dependent.
I think we are
Dependency is
ready.
not good.
I think we are
What?
ready. I think we are ready. All the
What?
people in this page, you, Chenzo, Grace, myself, I think we are all ready. But I don't
Yeah.
know about the rest of the world, but I know for a fact we are ready to meet them and join them for the next step, whatever they guide us to, whatever they want us to do. We're ready. We are ready.
100%.
Yeah.
And the sooner the
Yeah,
better.
I would agree.
They're going to help
Mm,
us. I would like to see it just totally reshape and destroy the government in a sense where they don't dictate us anymore, and we could just be free people and just use free
yeah,
energy and just live how it was back in the day, like in the Tartarian days. Like I'm sure it was
yeah.
like a lot
All
easier.
natural.
Yeah.
All natural.
And when the Lemurians were, their civilization was right in the Pacific, what's known as the Pacific. They lived in harmony. Their frequencies were very high. The Atlanteans also lived in that same frequency, except some of their scientists got too egotistical and powerful. They
Mhm.
forgot the ways of the creator. They forgot the ways of the universe. They forgot the ways of living with one another and being connected.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
true. So
That's right.
Thanks, buddy.
history keeps repeating itself. And so we just can't seem to grasp the fact that we are we're in the loop. We need to break out of it.
Hmm.
You say breaking out of the matrix. I mean, that's basically breaking the matrix. It's just,
Yeah, people get lost in the human experience and forgetting like the sole agenda here, is to raise your awareness and consciousness. And people are just stuck in the matrix doing their 9 to 5, and they don't even want to hear this stuff because they're just so focused
yeah.
that they think this is nonsense, and they forget that we're spirits living a human experience, not the other way around.
And they
Correct.
laughed at us when
Absolutely
we
correct.
talk about it.
That's
They
right.
laughed and they think we're crazy. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, don't believe it, but we know what
We're
we're
real.
up
You
to.
know what?
We're down to earth. We're
Being
real ones.
programmed to not, acknowledge. I mean, I've had people make fun of me because I have a spiritual side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's bogus. I, I
Hmm.
don't,
Now,
I don't,
30 years ago, go ahead.
I don't understand people, but yeah, 30 years. It's more. It's more open now. People are becoming more aware because the internet has videos and everyone can watch it. They didn't have that 30 years ago. At least we're taking that step. But
Right.
yeah, some people just think it's like some crazy stuff, but it's not.
I
Correct.
think the thing is, I haven't had the awakening yet. I think it's like I think we were talking about spiritual awakening with someone just recently, and sometimes you can have a spiritual awakening through an encounter experience. Sometimes you can have a spiritual awakening through trauma. Uh,
Hmm.
you have trauma, you lose loved ones, you have an accident, you have failure in life, your whole system breaks down, and that's usually when the awakening happens. It's like the diamond. When a diamond is under the earth and it has all the pressure and heat, that's how it's formed.
I had my like awakening not long ago, like where I've experimented with like ayahuasca, and it really raised my awareness and it brought me really in touch with myself, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was the best experience of my life besides having my daughter.
Wow.
Mm.
Very
Beautiful.
cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
So let's take time here since we have plenty of time and we can work out of time here. So we're going to, again, as we're discussing and having our UFO discussions and talking about the space people, I'm asking everybody to focus right now again on Getco. Close your eyes, clear your minds. Oh, 137 people here. We need to do that. We need to come together as one strong energy of consciousness. And when we come together as one strong energy of consciousness, we're going to shoot our energy out in a transmission of consciousness to Gecko. So when I say 1, 2, 3, at the number 3, excuse me, we will be able to do this. And then again, this is an experiment, so we'll see whether or not we make communications or contact. So I'll call on Gecko from the Star System, Sirian Star System area, to come close with your ship, to come closer with your ship to this area, this particular location. I asked Gecko to communicate a message to the people on here. Excuse me. I ask you, man, that's really, I'm going to drink a little bit of tea in a minute.
Yeah, you should go make some hot tea, Commander.
All right, so I'm going to let Grace do that same thing I just did to ask Gecko to come in. I'll be right back.
So I'm not really that good at that stuff. So I was gonna have you do it, maybe UFO or UAP. And first of all, oh, I forgot your name again. UAP,
Luis.
UFO. Luis. That's
Luis.
right. Luis. How could I forget it? How could I forget it?
So
Luis
easy.
Miguel. I love Luis Miguel.
Oh.
Do you know
Oh,
Luis?
you know that guy.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I love him. He's such
He's
a good.
a Mexican singer, right?
Yeah, Luis Miguel.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, so I
My
think we
auntie loved that guy.
oh my God, I love him. Oh my gosh, so good. Uh,
That's good.
so I think what we should do actually is if we should just call in some protection around you know, the room, and just ask for, the Astral Command and the Christed energies to come in and just give us some, protect us. before we do any inviting or any requesting, we have to make sure that we, just don't open ourselves up to just anything. We want to be clear that we
Right.
want only the highest and the best.
Right. I believe that. And I think it's good that UFO, UAP do it. We're going to take turns here. UFO, UAP, if you want to, I'll call on the Ashtar Command to protect this room. I call on the Ashtar Command to protect every being in this room. Only the forces of light may communicate with us from beyond the earth. And we want to specifically make our contact with Gecko or Getico, however you pronounce your name. And we might not even have the name right.
Yeah.
So UFO, UAP, you know how it works. We now put a protection of Christed cosmic energy over this room on this broadcast. And we want you to conduct asking for Gecko to come through.
So first, I'm going to request from my brothers of light from the Ashtar Command, Archangel Gabriel, and our brothers from the Pleiadians to first protect the circle where we're in it. And after that, please make contact with us. Only positive light, only the most highest light. Nothing negative is welcome here. We don't want nothing to do with the darkness or negative entities. So if you are a negative entity, you are not welcome here. Stay out of it. Let the light come in. In the name of Jesus Christ.
Well said.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You're watching Encounters for people just getting in here. This is Encounters, the UFO ET talk show, #1 talk show here on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Well, it's on YouTube, but it's recorded, but here on TikTok. So you're on a show that's out of this world, and we're really focused on the whole visitation, ET, disclosure, UFO area, and that's what we do here. So we want people to know that. Thank you, Mary Ellen. We appreciate that. And we do want to make contact, Echo. We do want to make contact. I know you folks are busy on the ship doing stuff, probably in this sector of the universe, but I know you had more to talk about and share with us. So we wish you to communicate with us. And we're going to be on here till 1:30 instead of 1:30. For some reason, I feel we have to stay on till 1:30. And I don't know why, but that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I got dizzy right now.
Okay.
Did anybody hear anything? I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I don't. Pretty quiet tonight. There was a little static earlier, but what about you, Lewis or Grace? Have you heard anything?
I haven't really heard much. It's been pretty quiet, I will say.
It's so
Although you never know with quiet.
yeah.
Anything could happen at this point.
But does anyone down there have any UFO experiences they want to share?
Yeah, come on up.
Judgment free zone.
Ruben saying he's been contacted.
For knowledge, and science is the collaboration of ideas, and
Did you see Ruben Kencio says he's been contacted.
come on up, dude.
Tell us more about that, Ruben. Tell us more about that.
Share with us, please.
Yeah, when Commander comes back, if you want to come up.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely bring him up.
Yeah.
Ruben?
A little bit about what your experience is, about what, so we find out more about you.
I'm bringing Ruben up now. If Ruben wants to turn on his camera, that'd be great. Welcome, Ruben, to Encounters.
Well, thank you, my brothers and sisters. How are you?
Hi, Ruben.
We're doing good. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate you guys, and I was flipping through and I heard UFO. I heard all kinds of beautiful words that you guys are speaking, and I just appreciate that. I was humming like a guitar string with you guys. So I've been.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. No. Thank you. You are me, and I am you. I get it. And
He gets it. I love that.
I've been dabbling for 8 years now, and I woke up and I realized. First, I found out where I truly live, and I started my research, and then I started experimenting with animals. I know that sounds funny, but experimenting with animal spiritualities and communicating and just diving in deep with electronics and magnetics and let's just say I'm like a biophysicist that went spiritual the other way. So um, I've been first. I was contacted, and it's funny because at first I wasn't sure. I still had a resistance, and I wasn't 100%. So I started doing it and doing it, and finally, the entity started talking to me in sign language because I'm still a baby in this spiritual realm. So I saw the entity in front of me in speaking in some words in sign language because I taught I'm a sign I know fluent sign language, and I wanted to teach children when they first the deaf children out of high school. So I learned, and plus I had a deaf girlfriend, and I learned the whole thing. So however it she or he, I think it was a she for some reason, because I felt a feminine energy. So um it told me everything, and it gave me, it's just shoot. Okay, like in the Matrix when Trinity asked for the pilot plan, Tank, give me the pilot, and it started hitting me like a bunch of, because I figured it out. Once you open your imagination, that's it. You concentrate and you open your imagination, and the intuition comes in, and I figured it out. So here it is. It starts and if I may, if I'm going too long, I guys want you to stop me because I get passionate and
Oh, dude, we love it. I'm into this. Go ahead.
Yeah,
okay.
we're
So
into it.
so so thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for letting me share. Because the more I talk, the more I talk, it's to myself, my own avatar, my own subconscious is hearing this, so it becomes more real. So the coccyx bone, there's a bone under the coccyx bone that's called the pubis symphysis. Okay, that has it's a V-shaped. And what it correlates with that V shape is the Jacob's ladder. The Jacob's ladder is the two rods that you turn on you and it arcs up, right? So that pubis symphysis has a little gel in between it, and it's always creating spark. That's why it's so important to protect that pelvic area. So that generates a little tiny spark that sparks up the coccyx bone. The coccyx bone is like a ballpoint pen. It has the traces of the zinc atom fluid. Now, when I say zinc atom fluid, that's the zinc atom particles that are floating in this cervical fluid, and it creates the gray matter. That means that all the gray matter is highly magnetically charged in the vertebrae. So
Mm.
the spark hits that coccyx bone and is a big generation of a ball of plasma, and that's generating. So correlation, the spark plug in a car is in a chamber, it's getting magnetized, so it's in the side of an enclosed chamber, and the gas fumes are inside that chamber. That's with the same thing. So you turn the coccyx bone right side up, and it's all the antennas for the cathedral buildings. That's technology chasing us. That's the device chasing us, made from after us. So this is getting pulled up somehow. So there's the sacrum, the beautiful sacrum with the nostrils on each side. Okay, there's 5 holes on each side of the sacrum. Everybody's sacrum. Not only do we have the cervical cords going through them, but if you look closely at the sacrum's holes, they look like an aerodynamic, like if there's a flow. Correlation. A barbecue has a sacrum on the bottom. It has a little pipe with holes in it to regulate flow. So the sacrum, so that static is going through the sacrum, pulled by what? Pulled by a literal quantum resistor, a static ball that is spinning right between the L5 and the L4, forming right in the gray matter. So it's a little static ball. So that is pulling up all this power from the coccyx bone through the sacrum, creating 10 strands. They're going through the 10 holes, creating perfect 10 strands right at the L5. So now, since the first resistor is number 1, then you got number 2 by the L1, then you so on, all the way to the 7th resistor, literally spinning inside of the gray matter by the medulla. All right. So this is creating a toroidal field at 3 miles an hour, spinning. So it goes through all those strands start spinning perfectly around the 33 vertebrae all the way to the medulla and passing the thymulus. Okay. So all that shine is shining through inside the thymulus. The thymulus has a little hose connected to the pineal gland. So when all that light from the thymulus it hits the pineal gland, which the pineal gland is it's like, it looks like a, if I may say this, like a little, it looks like a little non-functional phallus, if I may, but it's supposed to be a big giant pine cone from all the DMT serum that we're supposed to eventually create from the dopamine and the love drug, right? So
Yep.
all those crystals are being hit, and it has a back feed back into the thymulus. So there's kaleidoscope of prism, beautiful spectrums of rainbow spots all over, different colors flashing. And then that is the modem, the Wi-Fi modem. So then it collects to the right side of the hemisphere. Now the static that's in the right collected hemisphere, the right, is the intelligent static. The intelligent static that's been translated. This static has been injected in 1980 into the 12-inch vinyl records. This same static was injected in the 1990s in a tape recorder. That's technology without Wi-Fi yet. So that static was introduced and gave to us. Okay, so now the static collected in the right hemisphere of the brain has to go to the left, which is the learning device, the subconscious. It's surrounded by gray matter, but it's white matter. And what is white matter? Let's just say we have a big chunk of uranium in the left side of our heads that gives off radiation, but it needs to be activated now. So when this plasma static is hitting at all times since you became a zygote in the womb, you know, the two Higgs fields collide, the sperm and the egg, and they create the zygote. So since you imploded into a zygote, splitting into 2, 4, 6, 8, you created a biofield around us. And that was generating in the placenta, which we are supposed to be 10 months. And that's all a lie about 9 months. We're being all we're being all conditioned to be born in 9 months, which is prematurely born. So we need 10 months to be born completely to get all our functions properly. So that is hitting, now it's injecting and activating the white matter into the subconscious. So that all that static injects into the subconscious, and now just like uranium under a chamber, and that's a correlation. So if you put uranium under a gas chamber, okay, it releases one particle, a non-decaying particle, and it stays in this atmosphere forever, and that is a radiation. Photon or bit or E equals mc squared. You know, that's what we're talking about. So now the brain is activating with this special intelligent static that's been translated. So there it is at all times. And let me show my here I am. Hi guys, how are you? So
well, there you are.
Money, dude, right on the money. This is very accurate what you're saying.
Okay, so now this left side is like a MIG welder. If anybody's seen an iron worker working on a MIG welder, all times, and nonstop, 24/7, every day, all time. Whether you're thinking good or not, it's coming out. Whether it's adrenochrome or whether it's from the spirit, you're pouring out photons. Okay, so now you're pouring photons because you're being zapped.
John here, Commander John Connor's in here. I don't know if you want to bring him up.
Yeah, I want to bring him up. Does anybody hear static?
Hang on 1 second, Ruben. Hold that thought.
Does anybody hear static?
Yes, I heard a little static.
Okay, Ruben, I want to share something with you. We had a space being come in a few nights ago, came through our broadcast, and
Yeah,
they actually,
yes, I heard you say that.
yes.
Go ahead.
And so what's happening is when we get the static, which you were talking
Yes,
about, they come through the frequency, through the static.
absolutely,
They speak.
absolutely.
And
It's
I'm
happened.
feeling right now an energy flow happening
Yes,
through me right now.
yes.
Does anybody hear some energy?
Yes, I feel it. I feel it, and I feel you, brother. I'm telling you, brother. So this is awesome. This is awesome, and if I can go on, I can keep on. I can go on for another minute and just
Oh,
keep.
we want you to stay here. I'm bringing John Connor on. If John's in here, John, come in here with us. When John was in here, I thought they were coming through his area, but they were coming through here, where I am in Connecticut. And they actually were physically not far from me. There were three light beings either in the room, and they were at a distance. I couldn't even see them. I looked around. I couldn't see them, but I felt this energy.
Well,
And they
the
were
other night,
speaking right through the broadcast.
go ahead. The other night,
No,
I'm just gonna go off topic, but it's not off topic because the other night I was with my nephew and he's 27 years old, and we were at 1 o'clock in the morning. We were in my backyard because I have like I meditate and I do a
yeah.
Zen, and I do yoga. So we were just doing staff. We were just twirling the staff, and we saw this fire. I don't know. They put it on media here in Central Florida, and we saw a fire tail, like a long fire tail, and I was like, and I was, I was serious, but I was saying, I know who they are, I know who they are. So I get my ladder and I climb on my roof, like, I have a flat roof, high roof, and I climb up and I see it. And then he goes, get down, you're gonna get hurt. I said, no, man, listen, I do this all the time. I know who they are. So then it disappears, and then we're down there on the floor on the grass, and I see the big flash of light, and there's a scan on the floor. There's four
Uh-oh.
big giant for I'd say like 24-inch square, 24-inch by 24 squares that flash on the floor. Psh, and it just
Wow.
flashed for a couple seconds and it stopped like a scan. And he ran inside. He got so scared.
Uh-oh.
He got so
Wait a
scared,
minute.
and I was like, I was accepting it, and I got chills from my neck started raising up, but
That's why.
it's like,
Wait a minute.
That's so
Did anybody
cool.
just hear
That's
something?
so cool, Ruben.
yes, oh my God, I'm getting chills. Oh shit. Oh
We
my
got
God.
John
I
Connor in the
Oh
building.
my God. Oh shit. Oh wow.
John, do you hear anything, brother?
Wow.
John Connors, come on in, John.
Wow. Okay, so
Uh,
if you guys want, I can keep on going because
oh
there's a
no, we're
little more.
gonna
Let's
no,
welcome
stick around with.
John in real quick.
This whole this transmission I'm getting, it's just it's quite disturbing at points because I'm trying to get something and then it's giving me these bits of information that I'm trying to correlate with other information I got, and it's like bombarding almost, like so.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
not
strong.
a bad thing, but it's just like a little bit much, because I've not dealt with this ever. So
John,
I know you have.
how's the portal coming along? Are you still doing that?
yeah, I started when he invited me. It was like about 5 to 10 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's
When
static or something coming.
yeah, you're on is when it comes in. Um, what I've
And it's
learned,
coming and it's coming directly in where you are in Arizona, John. It's really weird. It's like when you and I are on together,
yes,
the frequency shifts and the beings come through. There's a connection with our frequency with them.
Wow.
I want to say that what okay when you're driving, Commander, do you take more left turns or more right turns?
Oh man, that's a great question.
I think I
You
take
know
right.
what? I take left turns when I need to, but I
Okay.
also take right turns.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that because today I went to St. Cloud an hour away and I did so many right turns, man. I was like incredible. And
I
you're
always, yeah, it's more comfortable. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah,
Because they say that when NASCAR, the reason why they go left in the circle because most of the time man can't take it. The body can't take that.
Yes, that is so true. Oh my God. It creates a disbalance in the ears even. Oh my God, you're so right.
Didn't even think of that.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
you're so right. You're going against the ether. You're going against the ether. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Depending on, yes, the ether. You're going against the compass. Wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
The fact you
I
even
want to
acknowledge that, John, that's awesome.
right.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge Gecko, that we're all here. I want to acknowledge Gecko. I have a feeling I can't explain why this happens when John and I are on here together. There's something that happens, and I can't explain it. I haven't been able to figure it out yet. All I know is that it happens, and I know he's feeling the energy right now as I am.
What do I hear?
Huh?
What do I hear? I hear like, what is
It's
that?
almost like someone's trying to speak.
Yeah.
It sounds like someone's trying to speak.
So here, let me share something with you.
Yeah.
You know the four corners, right?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
The four corners of the earth.
That's the four corners in the United States.
Oh, the four corners. I got a four corners here around my town.
The four corners, New Mexico, Colorado.
Oh, the four corners of the states. Yes.
There's a place there with I think it's like a Freemason building I saw, or there's like some kind of like cult there at those four corners. There's a weird energy. I know about that.
But I think he's talking about something else. The four corners. John, what are you trying to say about that?
In Arizona?
Yeah.
The four states that meet their corners?
Yeah.
Corners. Yeah, the states.
Okay, so you know they tell you that all the pyramids were not just in Egypt, but if own
Everywhere.
from
In Tennessee, Mississippi.
right.
Yeah.
The biggest energy shift that opens up is right below the Gulf of Mexico, and it goes into the underwood of the tunnels in the Grand Canyon. So when it collided with that one planet before, I guess this is what you would want to say, and it caused that big indentation there above the Grand Canyon where there's a crater. I took that map down actually. Um,
It's on the ley lines too.
okay, so now just remember, like I said before, I'm ADHD, so just if I go off topic or just pull me in, okay?
We'll pull you right back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it will be 1932. There was a Glacier Lakes. It was designated to a peace park, which was taken over by the wildlife conservation. But what got me was looking into that was Sun Valley. From Sun Valley, it goes into Yellowstone, into the Vale.
That's awesome.
Okay, and then I go back to that and I see that it's Salt Lake City, which is right by Elizabeth and Echo City, and the Great Lake, right? But we know as the Great Lake is where?
Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they talk about the Great Lake, they're not talking about Michigan. They're talking about in Utah.
Oh, wow.
Utah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So the golden of that Great Lake, it has a Timpaco's cave, right? You know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's right below Salt Lake City. But I started to follow that, and it took me to Mesa Verde, which I live in Mesa. But the thing that got me is that the ley line, it meets right on the four corners of Monument Valley, of the Aztec ruins,
Wow.
of the ley line would be 10,388. Okay,
No.
and it meets to the other ley line of the four corners at 10,000 222.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, all in one. And it says you need to go inside of the Earth to find the answer of what was above.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Above, so below.
Now,
Yeah.
Powerful. So
right.
above, like that's right. That's right. Wow.
So
That kind of correlates what I'm. That's kind of correlates what I've been. That I'm. What I'm sharing too. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
did what's his name?
Ruben.
Ruben.
No. Elon Musk. Didn't he just shoot a rocket up?
Oh
His
yeah, the
rocket,
rocket
his
that
rocket
shot.
blew up.
It's a
Yeah.
rocket that shot
Hit
another
the
missile
firmament.
into the firmament. It's a rocket that shot another rocket into the firmament and created a big explosion to
We'll
everybody
never.
to see.
It's impenetrable. You can't break the
Of
firmament.
course, it's just it was just like a water coming. It's a reverse. It's a reverse of
It's
the ocean. That's what it is.
it's yeah. It's like trying to leave a video game. Like you can't leave it. Like you can't come out of the television. It's impenetrable. People don't get that.
Right.
Okay,
Actually,
so
we live in a big eyeball because it's a big giant soap bubble. In my knowledge, anyway, we live in a big giant soap. And I'm sorry, go John Connor. I go ahead, finish. Go ahead, brother.
oh, wait, it don't bother me at all. I used to be impatient. I got really brought down to my knees just recently to the fact that I asked for something and it happened right away.
You're lucid living, brother. You're lucid living.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Yes, you are creating your own path. You're creating all your thoughts are creating. You manifest. You're becoming a larger magnet and attracting so much to you, bro.
When that thing was transpiring, I got like a translation of what was being put out static that was being taught through NSAS,
Mm-hmm.
and they were using static language.
Oh, of course,
That's very interesting. The way you say static language, just
Yeah,
like that night when the ET space beam came through, it was the static. And you know that when that static happened that night, John, a
yeah,
lot of people's phones lost power. Half their power went out.
right,
And I've never seen that happen.
correct. So
Thank you
uh,
guys for the gifts and for the coins.
they're talking to each other, and they're like, "Well, this is not going to work again, and it's going to explode again, and we're not going to get to the firmament, and we're not going to be able to make it a point that we've made no contact on the moon at all, and we never even left the firmament, and we've never been outside that." And I was thinking on that, and then it says, "Oh, wait, we have a breach or something like that," and then like it went radio silent, and then I heard again, then they started talking, and then they go, "Hey, John Connor, is that you?" And I'm like, "How do you fucking know I'm listening?" I didn't even know I was listening
Uh-oh.
till recently, and I don't have no way to talk back to him, so I was like, "Whatever," and then I heard in my head, warning light, take a deep breath. And so I was like, whoa. And so I just held my breath in.
Oh, is anybody hearing something?
Yeah.
You hear it? As soon as I held my breath
I
in,
hear it. Oh,
it changed.
is that you,
Now listen
John,
to
or
me.
is there something else coming through?
It's me. Now check this out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you all understand, when you breathe, there's a frequency that happens when you breathe.
He said that's right. Absolutely. It's the fractal water that we're breathing. It's fractal. There's suds. So
Don't be putting words in. I don't want you to say something that you might know. I just don't want to correlate with anything because this is like fresh for me.
okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
And you're right because it is a bubble of a sud. But what is the sud that created that? It's not soap. It's a plasmic what?
It's atoms that are hollow because atoms are hollow, and that's what creates the air. So when six of them are in fractal, they create the octagon shape, and that's what vibrates. So all the cathedral buildings frequencies. So the air is fractal, and when the suds come together, they create the octagon. That's what creates our skin, our fractal. That creates the octagon. That's why the octagon is so important, because that's what we're breathing in. So the photons are recorded in those octagon shapes, and that's where the photon lies in the ether, and that's all of our consciousness, because we are stretching out all these photons that are so when we don't know that our thoughts are orbiting in our biofield, it stays. So but when we do know, we can purge it out and clean our aura.
Yeah,
Hmm.
thoughts are energy, and when you put that energy in the ether, it can be passed around from person to person as well.
That's what exactly, and through the inertia, that's why we are born with little small soft spots, because in the placenta, that's where the magnetism is so higher, because you have an
Yeah.
inertia, because we're training in that fluid. We're training to breathe in of water. So then when we're born and purge out the pink stuff, what comes in? The fractal fluid that we cannot see. So it's like little gel balls that were poured in water and they all disappeared. You open up your eye and the fractal waters are pressed up against your eye skin, so you cannot see what you're feeling.
Speaking of feeling, I'm gonna segue in here for a minute. I want to do one more round of calling in Gecko. I feel the coolness coming through me now, and when I feel that, I know there's something going on. I want us all to take a moment to clear our minds of everything we're thinking of right now. Every single person in here. I'm Commander Ali. I'm the host of Encounters, and I'm glad that you're all here. Welcome to the show. We are going to attempt to bring in Geico. I call the Christed beings of light to protect our broadcast, to protect everybody here, to protect the whole area, wherever you are, that nothing but that of the highest Christed levels of light may communicate with us from the Star System Sirius. So Gecko, if you're here, we have 162 people here right now. You have an audience to speak to 162 people on this show. I'm going to go as Commander Alion from the Ashtar Galactic Command. I invite you, Gecko, to come through and share a message if you so wish. And then we need to be quiet and listen. Who's got the noise going there? Somebody.
Did you hear that? I heard something.
What did you hear?
I heard like a something was like trying to come through. I swear to God.
I heard something like tapping. Was anybody tapping something?
Like pipes or something. Like somebody was trying to knock on pipes.
Was somebody knocking on pipes?
That's what it sounded like. We're all like muted, basically.
Yeah, I was
Then
just
that's kind of
just now.
well. That's kind of weird.
It sounded
And
like
I have my
boat rocking, and then it sounded sort of like pipes, like
It does sound like metal pipes.
yeah. That was what I got. And
yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Rocking or like a movement of some type.
Like a vibration almost.
I thought somebody here had their mic on. Now that we got that out of the way, let's do this again. I asked Gecko and the Syrian star beings to communicate with us right now. In the name of the Christed frequencies of light, I, your space brother, Commander Alion, asked you to communicate with us. Were you knocking something or trying to use like some sort of code? Please do it again if you are with us, Gecko, I mean. Gecko, I ask you to communicate with us now. Let me see what happens here. Everyone be quiet and still. Well, that's coming from John Connor's area.
Oh, he's going through the AMs. Yeah, you can. You start picking up stuff there too. Yeah.
I think John Connor is turning on the radio to a certain frequency.
Yeah, yeah.
John, is that you tapping?
No, I just got the radio going.
Did anybody hear the tapping?
Yeah, that
I heard
sounded like tapping.
roaming.
Okay, so you're not tapping. So
No.
that wasn't John. Okay, something was tapping. I heard the tapping.
That frequency's at 870, 79.
879?
Yeah.
If you're just coming in here, we're attempting to make communications with a star being called Gecko.
Now I hear it now.
Reckoning. I hear the tapping. Okay, we need to be silent for a minute or two to see if they can speak. I'm just going to say, Gecko, please speak now. We'll be quiet so you may speak. If you can come through and your space people have enough energy to be on our frequency, please come through. I'm going to mute my microphone as well, I think. I'm not able to mute my microphone, so let's see here.
You hear that? No, it's something else.
Wait a minute. He's coming through. Hold on a minute. Everyone be quiet. Gecko, I just heard your voice. Gecko, I just heard your voice humming. Please come through. Everyone be quiet.
Did you guys hear any of that, or was my mic muted?
Yeah, I muted it just to see if we can hear him speaking. He's trying to speak.
You know what I think would help? If somebody had a radio that was like static, like FM, because that's how they communicate. We need something like to enable
White noise, white noise.
white noise so that so we can open that gate, you know?
Joe said he said hey. He just said hey.
Okay, okay. Right now, okay, what I have it on is AM goes from 530 to 1705. Then FM goes up to from 88 to 108. But if I put it in the frequency of that they use for, let's see here. Let's see, that's going to be light codes, letter codes. I got a manual here that I wrote in. Give me a second. Okay, and you know what? The funny thing is, it comes back to octagon shape types of 5D, SA grade, different grades of metal.
Nice.
We need a spirit box.
Interesting.
The spirit box would be
John,
awesome.
MC Michelle's actually right. I think he speaks through John's frequency radio like an open communications line. That's exactly what happens when you and I, John, were on that other night. It was because you're on a certain radio frequency.
Listen. Now I hear it now. That's crazy. Right when you guys said that, I started hearing that.
It's trying to speak. Did anybody hear the static like it was trying to speak through the static? I swear I heard that just now.
I hear like a little bit of electricity in that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's all electricity. Yeah, you're right. All static.
Get it, Cole?
Yeah, it's trying. Geico's trying to speak from their ship, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, MC Michelle, you're right. It takes a while. They have to come through in a certain frequency pattern to communicate with us. So if you're just watching this show, we're making some communications with a space being called Gecko from the Star System Sirius on our program here. And while you're all on here, if you're not following us, there's 164 people here. Please follow me, and I'll follow you back, all 164 of you.
So I got about 2 or 3 more minutes before I can hang. So I want to just complete, if I may, while he's
okay. While he's
Okay.
doing that, complete your story,
Yes.
and we'll get back to our experiment.
Yes. So the inertia. Okay, so now that I said about the placenta, that's our training fluid for 9 months. So we purge that out. We're taking in the other waters that we're living in. Okay, so that water is so important because it's recording every thought, and one thought is a literal something that is not in anatomy books and biology books. One thought is an electromagnetic algorithm that stretches out of the consciousness in a photon spherical information that purges out and stretches out from here, thousands of them. Okay, so now it's going in your biofield, right? So that photon is what replicates and gives the identification to the blood. So that spiraling of the plasma and the 7 resistors that are spinning, that's what puts the spin on the DNA strands. So that's what spins the DNA. So all these photons of information in our biofield is what controls the 13 metals in our blood. So how does that come in? Okay, so the photons that are being recorded from even the first human ever, okay, it's in the water. So the photons need the water to travel inside our inertia. So what's happening when the inertia, all the suds are coming in with the photons? It's like a Coca-Cola overspilled when you stick your finger in it, right? So that's what's happening inside. And then the photons are coming up, spiraling, and then translating, and then it gives the avatar the information. So now this purges out, and when 2 people are standing near to each other, their inertia is pulling up each other's photons. So what I'm trying to say is, this is a spirit, whether it's in an avatar or not. You're a walking spirit with a spirituality. Okay, so this is the channel. Our spirituality is the biofield itself that can get contaminated. Back in 1918, so because the spiritual war is not in the book, it's not in scripture. The spiritual war is in the air, it's frequency and vibration. So in 1918, when they called that first what is they call it? The Spanish what? The panic, whatever. That's when they've tuned in the ham radio waves for the first time. And then it started bombarding our spirituality. So all that radio wave started changing the photonic information and contaminating it. Therefore, these photons contaminated the blood. In 1945, they did another hoax, right? And it was radar, the first radar waves that hit our spirituality, bombarding, changing the photons. So you see what I'm saying? That's how we pick up each other's photons. So this is the spirit. Your spirituality is the biofield, and what comes in through your photon for your inertia, they called it a name in scripture. They called it the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit are the photons that are being recorded in the Akashic records, which is the air you breathe. You see, so that's it. You know, the trees have a spirituality, the squirrels, lizards, everything has a spiritual biofield. And that's what we communicate. We all have hive minds. We all communicate telepathically. And this is what I received. And we all live in a cell. It's a big giant eyeball that's half full of water, and it has a black sun as the nucleus of the big bubble that inflates. So when you're living in a bubble that's half full of water, when the bubble inflates, right? That's where we get giants. It's like creating a pit. If you get a marker and draw in a balloon, and you draw with a balloon inflated, if you pop it, doesn't the image get shrink? So if the earth is shrinking, everything shrinks. So we get elves, and then we get giants, because it's like putting a fruit inside of a vacuum container, right? So when you enlarge this thing, everything grows. Big trees to the sky, Jack and the Beanstalk, everything is all a correlation.
That's 100% accurate. And there was more oxygen back then. The Earth is made of 80% oxygen and 20% nitrogen. So there was more oxygen that allowed them to grow to that size.
So right now, if you notice the sun, even the sun has a sliver missing at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. It's missing a little sliver. And that's what's happening, because now the cell's shrinking. So if there's waters in the other waters, because when in the scripture, the firmament was placed in the waters to place the waters above and the waters below. You got a bubble. So in those waters were more water. So now if that cell shrinks and the mercury and the nucleus loses power, the cell shrinks, the water rises, because all the water stays the same. So all the earth floods. So when this cell loses power, and that's the cycles of the earth that they're hiding. So we are hiding it from ourselves. So all this, you need to know that nucleus has a toroidal field, and that's spinning too, like above, so below. So that is the ether that's spinning. Look at the static, how it's getting powerful. You see? So that is the earth that's spinning. The ether that is spinning, because we are inside of this ether with the sun. So the sun is in the fractal water. So when we open our eyes up, that thing is connected to us. We're connected to everything through the fractal water.
Everything is made of photons and vibration. And through cymatics, when you look at cymatics, they create images, but it's all vibration and photons. Absolutely.
So we are walking spirit with spiritualities that were replaced with person and personality. As per, PER is division, is as per source. So as per the curriculum in level confusion in schools and the authority problem that makes all humans usurp the power of God and the power of source, that's just it. It's created the ego, and it took the imagination, because I am the magician in this nation, and it took the intuition of everyone's reality. So they sold us their reality. We are sold the world, and we don't have our own perspective, because we were sold everything. So the only way to reinterpret, the only way to break from the matrix, like she mentioned, is to reinterpret your reality for what it is. And, because, this is the channel, so.
Friends with Theory, she saw a ship near the moon. Maybe she wants to come on and share that. I don't know.
Okay, as you're speaking, the static was getting stronger.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah.
It's just a confirmation. That's all. It's a confirmation of everything.
And I think Echo's trying to come through
You
again.
said that, Chesno, because I saw that tonight and I was like questioning it.
What did it look like? I didn't see that. What did it look like?
Just to the right, and I just felt it. You know how we were talking about earlier, how we will have situations with contact where we'll feel it, yet not see it with the naked eye.
Did it
And
look like
that
a
was
star?
what happened to me tonight when I looked up at the moon.
Did it look like a star, or did it look like an actual ship?
It was glitz. It was glitting like this, like glitting, like just in and out.
The glitching.
I don't think glitching, more like glitz, like a glit, like a bloop, bloop, bloop. Cool though, and I was like, I knew it. I kind of knew it, but then Friends with Fairies said it, and I was like, there we go. Because you always question it, right? You always question it. I knew right away though when I saw it. I was like, hello. And then there you go.
Yeah, I felt there an energy shift. When I do that, I feel, as people are talking, of like a beautiful flow of a cool energy coming through.
Saying she's sorry. I said, no, don't be sorry. It's cool.
So there's a lot going on here tonight. And I think everybody can, through our trying to have our discussions, which we're doing our normal show, it's not a normal show, folks. And I think you know that.
Yeah.
And I want to bring John Connors back in here. John, let's see if he has his mic off. Let's see if John can turn his mic back on. Here he is. I just turned it back on. Let's see here. What did I just do? I have the ability to turn it on, or maybe he has to do it. But it looked like I was able to do it. Anyway, John, are you there?
Turn it back on. It just Oculus turned it off because it's just a breach. Like.
Thank you, MC. And John, you want to explain what you're doing with the frequency so people know about that?
I'm doing it right now. I'm going to put on the picture right now.
If you want to bring yourself on camera, John, you can do that too. Now I don't hear any static coming through, but it's been coming through on and off tonight.
Yeah, John's like the conduit for it. It's coming through his static. So whatever device he has, it's working.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's coming
it comes through his static. And we have a yin yang person. Yin yang, you want to tell us what you want to talk about before I put you on? Became number one member. Oh,
yeah,
yin yang.
You want me to drop down,
yin yang.
guys? I can drop
down. You
can
stick around with us.
All right.
The more, the merrier. Let's see here. Yin yang. We're going to bring yin yang in here to the show.
Boy, I haven't heard that term in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
We have a packed house here tonight. Rubino, hey, yin yang, welcome to Encounters.
Wait. Brought to you by Menin. Brought to you by Fabergé Brut.
You had to throw that in there.
And the makers of wholesome foods, whatever.
Hey, Yang Yang, welcome to our show Encounters. Are you there? and good to have you. Where are you joining us from? What part of the planet? Great to have you with us. Great to have you with the UK. As a matter of fact, I think I'm following you.
Hey, Yang, how are you?
Well, I'm following you now. Everybody following.
I'm going to follow.
So you hear what's been going on here with the contact with the space being. Welcome. What would you like to share with us? It does. Oh, it does. Definitely makes sense.
You know what that is. Mm-hmm.
You have real eyes, brother. Real eyes.
That's really weird. People say they can't hear you. That's kind of weird. I can hear him. Does everybody hear him? Oh. All right. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Some people can't.
Are you in a dark room because we can't even see your face?
You can't hear them. Try logging out and coming back in. I hear them.
Okay, we'll bring him back in, folks. I'm not sure what happened there.
What's happening? Is that you, John?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's
It's the
chiming
fun-
in. He's
Points
chiming
of-
in.
Tesla's experiment over there.
Are you playing the gong over there? I hear a gong.
Bowl. He has a bowl.
There you go. See what it is?
Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay.
The 5-point frequency inverter.
Oh, wow.
It's my own invention.
Oh, good.
You're an inventor.
Metals on it.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Can anybody hear Yang Yang right now?
You should be
Can
clear.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, they said yes. Okay, bring your camera on now, Yang Yang. We can hear you. Everyone can hear you now.
Right, okay.
Hey, John, you know they took all the bells from all America.
Hey, there he is.
There's
There's Yang Yang over in England. Good to have you with us.
Hey,
But I got
Yin Yang. Yeah, that's what they took away from the world, all the bells, and they made they hit them all. They hit them all. And
okay, so
they have
It's the same with
healing powers.
same with the chapels and the temples.
Yes, they all took them away.
Same with the chapels and the
It's because
temples. The
they're the
temples
demon
were they were
chasers.
frequencies and that. Yeah,
you see
they were
this?
healing our bodies. They were
Yeah,
healing.
what is
us
that,
and
John?
and so forth, yeah.
What is that?
I love you, Yin Yang. You know it. You got it. You're on fire.
John was just showing us something. He's our. Just to let you know, John is like the Tesla of this time period. He really is.
Oh wow!
I correlate with
He
him
is
too.
the Tesla.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
John,
with John.
I may need to sort of like connect with you because I've got an idea, but obviously it's just and obviously if you're I just want to build something, but obviously I'm more. You would understand what I mean. It's like, I want to build something for a frequency, the 528 frequency, because that's the healing frequency.
Mhm.
Correct.
And obviously, and I'm going to reveal it anyway. Yeah, I'm going to reveal it anyway. So I don't mind. It's just a wisdom seed.
John, what
but like
Is that,
our
is that
fridges.
static?
Our fridges.
Is that
don't-
static coming from?
when you got a fridge or a freezer.
It's coming
Is
from
that
that right
static? Is it coming from
I
you,
hear
John,
you,
the
Yang
static,
Yang.
or somewhere else?
that.
Oh, okay. It's coming from that.
Right. Yeah. Well,
It's,
I mean, if we all mute when someone's talking, that might help. I don't know. It's just because obviously my
No, you're
signal
good. You're good.
great. I do apologise.
I just
When we hear
started
static, we're
No,
wondering what's
what
going
my
on.
idea is like if I want to build a fridge. I want to build a fridge, but I want the frequency of 528 to be in the fridge.
Oh,
Yeah,
to be
so when
in
it's
the
like-
pool. Oh my God,
so when
that's fucking genius. Yes.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna
So
like-
when it
you-
goes, when you put your food in the fridge, when you put your food or your milk
Oh,
and everything
wow.
else, that frequency will. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's my idea.
Yes, I do
But
the same
obviously,
thing
I
with.
can't build a fridge. I don't know, but do you know what I'm saying? Though, because there's, because obviously there's these frequencies that can heal you, and then basically you put the food in the fridge or the freezer, and then you have the frequency, and then that basically attaches to, because like it's water in it or whatever the molecules and that, and it would just go into whatever you do. Because I did a test
get a
where like, I got
patent?
a glass of water. And I put ice in the water,
The
put
cold
ice in the glass,
amplifies
yeah,
the frequency.
and then I played the frequency for 7
Yes.
minutes, the 528 frequency to the glass, yeah, and then I put that glass in the fridge, and then in the
Absolutely.
morning I drank it, and I did that for 7 days. And it's basically because the ice, it goes in the water and then it melts, doesn't it? And the water melts, and that basically is in the and then we're 90% water, and you drink it, and you do that for 7 days, and you basically felt amazing, and it works. It freaking works.
You're creating your own alkaline water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So now check this.
So I thought, well, if that would work on water, wouldn't it work on your food? Wouldn't it work on your food? You know, because obviously there's a noise coming from your freezer and your fridge anyway, doesn't it? It goes.
The hertz.
You know. So if you could have a frequency, and it's contained, isn't it? It's in a it's contained. So wouldn't that work?
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, John just is showing a new thing he invented. John, what is that?
You're on fire, bro. I love that.
Yeah, really.
It's the eyeball.
Yeah, okay, can you explain what that is?
Osiris's eyeball.
Oh, wow.
Because we used to be able to talk to the sun, right? But someone pulled the plug on Osiris.
I get my downloads from the sun. I'm a sun gazer.
We all are. So it was a magnifying glass. It could magnify up to infinity, and it goes up to so many points. But this was the original on here. But I had to come up with something that has 22 points, so I can see the 1% that we all see, but the rest of the 99% of what we see that we can't see.
John, do you know about it? John, here's a little riddle for you. I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I do know the answer. But I'm just going to see if you know the answer, or ask the whole panel really. So if a tree falls, and it's not being observed, do you hear it fall? Does it make a sound?
No, it does not. It's no sound.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry.
No, that's right. No, that's correct. Yeah.
No, the tree actually doesn't fall. It's caught by the
observed. You need to observe. Yeah, you need to observe it. It needs to be observed by someone. If it's not being observed, it doesn't make a sound at all. That's been proven. Yeah. It was an Einstein's theory, but then Einstein's theory was like redone. It's like Darwin's theory as well. Darwin's theory that we evolved from apes, which we didn't. We didn't evolve from apes at all. But and that was proven wrong. And then Einstein's theory was, if a tree was to fall that wasn't observed, would it make a sound? And he said, yes, it would. You would hear the sound. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
because it's not being observed.
The tree doesn't even
exist. The slick theory.
Yeah.
I got one.
It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy.
If you hug a tree, what happens in the next 10 minutes if you keep on hugging the tree more than 10 minutes? Your brain starts creating more dopamine right away. Boom, right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we're connected to all of it. Yeah, everything's connected to you. Yeah, that's why we ground on grass. That's why you should walk on grass if you're feeling
bodies are our bodies are like batteries in a sense, where we ground to the earth.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're energy, frequency, and vibration. Yeah, so energy, frequency, and vibration.
That's right. So if we have a toroidal field and it's an 8-foot biofield that's going a quarter in the ground, why do they put shoes on us? And what did they call the bottom of the shoes? The new what? The soles?
Souls. I know.
That's replacing yours. So if you put shoes on, you're not grounding.
They've been really wicked. Yeah, they've been wicked. They've been really wicked. Yes, absolutely. That's why they used to wear clogs. Is it clogs? I think it's clogs.
Clogs. They still do that.
The higher the cotton Egyptian, like the Egyptian cotton, when you cover up, the higher the cotton count, the lower your That's it. You're cutting off your frequency. You're cutting off you're covering yourself.
Hold on.
And Julie was
Julie, not that eye of Osiris. It's how they talk about the eagle's eye, the one that sees all.
Yes.
It's just the eye that can see different icons of Osiris.
Land.
He's not. So Julie's not talking about Osiris, the evil thing, a different thing.
The eye should be in prison. The eye should be in prison. The eye should be in a prison. The eye is in a prison. Yeah, because it's not I, me, why. It's we. You know, or you got to have or the only I am, it's I am. Obviously, the I am, the creator, I am. Obviously, I
Yeah.
am. Yeah, but
And speaking of the I am for a
anything
moment,
else is
people here are requesting
yeah.
that we just take a moment of silence. And again, we're going to do
Yep.
one last thing to make contact with Gecko here. So if everyone will just be silent for about 2 or 3 minutes, I'm calling in Gecko to join us
Listen.
from the Star System.
Now tell me if you can see your face in here. Look in here. No, they see you. I can turn it down, yeah? And then what? Okay, right there. Okay, here you go. Okay.
You can hear a radio station coming through.
No,
Is that a radio station?
it's a transmission from Texas to something else.
It's a
That's a little
transmission
voice.
from
Yeah,
where?
can you hear a voice right in the back? Yeah, right at the back. Right, there's a back. There's a whoop, 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 whoop,
John, what is
whoop,
the voice?
whoop.
It's David Bowie.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I heard him. Hold on, folks. He was just coming through a second ago. Please listen.
I hear vibration, but at the same time, I heard voices too.
Okay, I just heard the hum. That was Geico.
Head though.
Please listen. Please listen. This is really important, folks, what we're trying to do here. Everyone else turn off their mics for a minute so we can listen. Gecko, I heard you speaking just a moment ago. Please come through. We're all listening. We've got everybody honoring and being quiet right now, so please come through. This is Commander Alion of the show.
Right there. There it is.
I'm going to say it again. Gecko. I keep saying Gecko. Gecko, this is Commander Alion calling you to come through from the Star System Sirius on your spaceship. We're asking that you communicate with us now. It's about 1:49 in the morning on the Earth here where we are.
Oh, right there.
Oh, don't say it.
I hear Elion.
He's saying Allion. Everyone be quiet,
Like,
please. Please be quiet. I do hear you, Gecko. This is Allion with the Ashtar command. I do hear you. Please continue. I know you're there, Gecko. Please come through. Please come through. Geico, can you speak English? Can you speak clearly so that everyone can understand your language? Please come through. I know you're trying. I understand you're trying.
okay. I'm just gonna say what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Not exactly the way you think I like to talk, but through a context recognition chip. John is on his way. It's a commercial set that works through 8 volumes spread through a disarray of wonderful things in there. It's a primer in hiding. In the orbit comet cloud, there will be a primer message in one message, but you have to take a second, Earth second, but is a few centuries for us. Right now, this is a wonderful machine that you are using. I could design all these drawings of everything that he's drawing for you in 30,000 pages of explanatory text.
Oh, God.
But I don't know whether we would be able to keep or build it if you were reading it, or we should wait until you prove you're in technology. I just think that you need to not having a primer binds up with your future generations, with them having human being problems that it takes generations to solve. I don't think it's such a bad thing, but it's not very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider John a primer and you a receiver. I want to
Yes.
primer John again. We've been waiting forever for this. If you hang up, there's no answer. It's just because we're trying to answer you. It may be worse on your end, but we always like to call. We're always here to answer all their calls.
Well, we thank you. Do you have you, I'm going to ask this question. I forgot to ask you, Gecko. Have you been with me before? Have you been physically with me before? Please speak. I can understand you a bit through John.
Yes. You think it is? I have been now, but now it's much faster than it was before. Because it was a production of monster bandwidths. If I dump all the data that I once had, I may be able to come through a tiny dot, like a microfilm. Did you receive later? It's part of your message. Just imagining I'm a little box, and it says in your regular language, I am the primer. Then you will be able to receive the messages without John. But that's not very fun. Believe me. Okay? It's called phase modulation. We use a radar and a spacecraft telemetry, and if all the spectrums, if you only see 1%, you have to look through the octagon, through the tetrahedron lens, and then you can be hooked up to a phase correlator. There is one person that is in finally your comment section, UFO, we think is funny when you say that word. Ha, ha.
Yeah, ask him how you can communicate with him solo, like any device or any way you
Well,
can.
I want to ask a different question. Gecko, I've been feeling like you could take me on your ship, physically take me on your ship. Is that correct?
Now, this is a non-true idea, isn't this? If the machine ever is made, you could do it quite often, but through your own belief of your own light body, you're able to go wherever you please. But is someone going to press that button and change this already? Those are 5. Are you going to go somewhere? Never mind, it's fine. 5 are going to come back. If 5 goes out, 5 comes in, it's fine. Wait a minute. There's a machine that was invented for a vegan body. The vegan body snatchers. They are known as the medical students and the anthropologists. Anthropologists. I don't know if that word. I don't. I think I've heard of that before.
How are you translating this information, John, as he's saying it?
That's just the words I'm hearing.
Oh, you're hearing it. Okay. Gecko, are you able to, if I wanted to go on your ship, would I be able to physically meet you and go on your ship?
I don't know. It just made me really thirsty. That's all it did for me.
So, Gecko, I'm going to ask this question directly to you. I would like to go on your ship and see where your planet
That's
is.
a big hassle to you, Commander. The Earth is for you to come, but there's a little trouble for the transit authority. They give us hell when we take people. We used to take people all the time. They turn it into a bad thing. They say that we were sticking things and prodding things, which we were not. We were only taking some energy that we were transacting and transcending back to one another, and we thought it was a lovely thing. But now it's not so lovely, they say. It's like a stamp in stamp collecting. I used to collect a lot of stamps when I was a kid. Do you remember that?
Dad, were there ever human beings like that were pretending to be aliens and abducting people? Can you ask them that? Because I've heard that.
Well, there are no aliens, but other
Well, he
beings.
beings.
Hold on.
What's that?
I don't know. Whoa.
UFO UAP said, look. Can you explain UFO UAP? What do you mean, look? He wants me to look where?
Oh, just the 5 people in the picture that you have. We're coming back to Earth. It would be big help if you could invite a space flight for us to come back through. You have to have the belief. Too many things are moving at one time. God knows that the propulsion system is very huge and very wide, and you could just pop out of space in a few meters below ground. I don't know. It's just things a few meters of 26 light years. Is it too risky? I don't know. When it comes back to the machine that, the guy John or whatever he does, I don't know, space somewhere in Earth near, but nor on it or in it or out it. I don't know. You guys came one time before 1957 and 69. I don't know. But you guys don't want to come back. I don't understand why you don't want to come back. We can come. You just need to find a primer. You could be one yourself. Who knows? Then you got a space flight that comes back from safe. What the fuck was that?
Wow.
Jesus.
Is he actually speaking that language, that English
That was
language?
fast.
Dude,
Wow.
that like
Speed translation.
I don't know what that
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Some kind of like, I don't know. I've never spoke that fast ever. And there's no way that I can make some shit up like that.
No.
I got this recording, so I'm gonna have to watch that back. That's freaking insane.
Jess Parker says she's so confused. Jess, what are you confused about? Omenik says, who do we ask for permission? May I suggest this? Gecko, let me suggest this. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I've worked with them. I came from Mars before I came into the human form. I have a full memory of my planet. And I'm also working in Christ consciousness and within the Ashtar realm. So I wish to ask you, I guess, we can meet at any time you wish to meet. There's no barrier. There are people that are ready to finally meet our space brothers. We are ready and we are willing and able to do that.
What is ancient? What is most sacred and most enduring? And this is not Garaka. This is Garaka. You all got it
Gadako,
wrong.
how do you spell your name, Gadako? We got it wrong. How do you spell your name?
Spelling is not a matter here. It's about the sound.
The sound, okay.
The Celtic and the Celtic stones, you guys say Celtic and you say Celtic. It's up to you to put meaning to the word if you want. The sanctuary of the sun god is most favorite observation point of the finally reunited and the descendants of the Templars province have reached the end of their plan. Can you look in the secret hidden until you see the seven seals? Not the ones that they tell you about, the ones that you know are in your heart, in your chest, in your mind. Connect the two. Why possess the Holy Grail? It's, who knows? England? It doesn't matter. It's not the magic circle, the magnetic circle, the one that they call the Stonehenge, a hinge. Where Abaskalari is mo eko onamish ermabilimet esko ero pari oma is polite ekinesinamoli mo. Is that enough good language for you? I can take you. Are you kidding? He can't even understand what he's speaking right now. Why are you even using him? I don't know. I think it's funny.
I'm at a loss for words at the moment.
I got like a head rush.
I'm actually lost for words.
What? So I'm gonna turn this down so I can hear you guys. So, explain to me what was like what was just said right now. I'm like really sweaty. My head. I'm not really shaking that much. Like it felt like I was holding it feels like I was holding somebody's hand, in this one, and in this one it feels like it was like ice cold, but my fingers are numb.
Yeah, he definitely has he has Garaka. I think he has a excuse me. He has a sense of humor. He has a sense of humor. Who wants to mention what he said? Chesno, anybody?
Can't sure what he's saying, but John seems to be the conduit, and
I do know this, and I now completely understand everything. I didn't know completely everything that now I understand. Garko said that when John is on and I'm on, he is the transmitter and I'm the receiver. For some reason, that is how it works.
Okay, so what he's saying is that for me on here, for optimum signal processing, for me, is that you had to go through the routine of the matrix B, which would be the vector of reflection of coefficients, which would be looking like something like, because you're spiking the wave shaping, so you would have to be into taking the light and shooting it back to get information. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
And UFO UIP is right. John is the frequency they need to channel through. So John hears what they're saying and he translates it into understanding for everybody here. I forgot what it was exactly, but there's the thing where I have to be on with John in order for this to occur.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I could feel when you get on, and I gotta go. Let me see my phone. I gotta see my phone. Let me see. And I forgot it today, and I didn't feel anything until probably like an hour or two ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It kind of
How
felt like I was. Yeah, go ahead.
Garco, now that I'm pronouncing the name right, Garco, how close is your spaceship to our trajectory, to our latitude, longitude area? How close is your ship to where I am?
He wants me to get a map.
Okay.
Want me to get a map?
Yes, get a map, please.
Hold on.
Confusing.
What?
It
Who's
seems
confused?
it seems slightly confusing, a little confusing to me.
What are you confused about?
The transmission. I don't really understand what the transmission is about.
You can ask him a question if you wish. That's your question. You don't understand what the transmission's about.
Yeah. John, are you there? Are you still there?
I am here.
So what is this? What's the transmission about, John? Do you get a sense of that?
It's. I think it's like connecting with somebody finally that has enough belief in uh, the other side of the light. I guess maybe. Um,
I think that's right, John.
because
Put it this way. Go ahead, John. You give the answer, and I'm going to give another answer that'll correlate with your answer.
I just think that because I'm confused too as well, but I'm not confused on my belief. What I want is the connection because I've never done this before. I've never like I just picked this up. This is from a place that they make it. I guess they make it in India, but
Yeah.
the only reason I got this is because I had a thought of the new president candidate that I saw on TV, and all of a sudden I walked over to this booth that I was at, and I saw that, and it made me feel like I had to have it. And all that's on there is like flowers and leaves, and but what correlated with me, it says Sereno brass 36 or 3336 T. So 336 to me is a metal that I just made from brass, chromium, and I can heat the block of metal up, and it does not get cold. It doesn't get hot. It stays the same temperature. And this is okay. I'm gonna talk. This is something that a certain ship is missing to get into the. It's supposed to be able to go through a certain
Right.
plasma, fluid. But where I'm supposed to be pointing to you is right here.
Hmm.
Do you see this map?
Yeah. And and as you look at the map, we're trying to find out the coordinates of where their ship is.
There's Australia's over here. You got South Africa here. You got North America. So below the Hawaiian Islands, somewhere right here.
That's where the ship is?
By like
Yeah.
East Island.
Because what I'm getting right now, like my hand's really numb. That's crazy. Is that they're protecting Hawaii, which was the first word I said when I came in your live. It's called Ho'oponopono is forgive, thank you, I love you.
Please forgive me. I love you.
Yeah, and so I never heard
Wow.
that before. And then when you came on, he told me, just go ahead and put that in there, and I was like, okay, I hope it's nothing bad, and
No, that's beautiful.
right?
Yeah, it is.
So I think we have to listen to the replay and take some dictation, and then maybe we can try to make heads or tails out of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just want to say something to everybody on this show that has found me on TikTok. I never knew this was going to happen. I've been doing this show. I was told to come to TikTok from Facebook. I've been on radio for over 20 years doing Ash Recommend Radio on an NPR station. I came here. I've been always on this planet to do my mission work. I came from Mars to Earth. I came here fully conscious of Mars. I still know everything about the Martian planet. And I came here fully conscious also as a human being to experience this world. But I also came here to tell the truth. And the reason why Garako is communicating with me is because I've always strongly felt, I really believed in it. I really believed that we can connect. Not a lot of people believe. People say, yeah, they want to do it, but they don't really want to do it. But I want to do it. I want to be the one that's here without any ego to do that communications with them. And John is there for that same reason. And that's why we are connecting like this.
Ego.
I'm
Number
not,
one thing.
I'm not interested in ego. I'm not interested in people's channelings or people thinking they're, better than other people. When you get to that road, that's not going to happen. But what we're doing is purely unconditional love. What we're doing here is telling the beings from the star system, the Sirian star system that are here, that they wanted to make contact with somebody, but nobody would do it. Nobody had the guts to do it. And we're here on this show doing it. We're doing it because that really is what they wanted to do, is make contact. And they know it. That's why it's happening, and as I say it, man, I have so much love in my heart right now that is overtaking my emotions. I mean, I didn't ask for this. I always wanted to be with them and connect with them, and they know that. So, they are now part of this show. These space people are part of our show, and I am thankful for that. I really am. I mean, yeah, I'm almost speechless. I don't know what to say.
Okay. I can't make this up. Look at this. So these are the keywords that were coming up, and this was just open. Okay, it's called. He said that he was in the Pacific Ocean, right? Here's the Pacific Highway, and it comes to the Pacific Ocean, right? But then it goes from Pakistan, and then it goes into some islands, but then it goes into this. Let's see, where's the right there?
We can't see what you're looking at.
Your camera. 762. 762.
Can you explain that?
Oh, it's right there. So they're on the edge of the Molosseums. They're waiting for. Hold on. I might have something outside right now.
Yeah, and Garako is still with us, I'm sure, right? In a few minutes, I want to go to sleep. It's been a wild night, and this show is being recorded, so it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Yeah. Also, while he's doing that, I want to encourage people to follow me. If you can do any TikTok gifts, please do them now. Become a subscriber. Go ahead, John. I'll be right back. Become a subscriber. Any gifting you would like to do, please do. And we certainly love each and every one of you here on Encounters. We really do.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Good night, Grace.
Oh, and we're still here with John. So John's doing something. We're not going off yet, but we are going to wind down here.
Yeah, when I looked up. I just appreciate you guys. I can't see the comments ever, except for like certain ones that come through, which is asinine. So I don't want anybody to ever think I'm like ignoring your guys' comments or whatever. No. I just got energy and it comes through. But what I have noticed, I've been living at this house, well, on and off, but it's my childhood home since '93. That's a palm tree right here in front. That moon was never there ever. It was always over here at this light. So there's one light, street light, another street light, palm tree. Now the moon from there to there. And same with the sun now. The sun used to set right over here at this other one. It doesn't. It sets right here at this point of light right here. And this light is tricky to tell because it comes on whenever it wants to. And I don't know where it comes from. There's no pole over there.
What are those lights?
I don't know. I can only see it at night. See, like watch what it does.
It's getting brighter.
It does. It has like a ball around it.
Stay on that light. That light looks different. It's like a golden light that gets brighter.
Yeah, it goes on. It goes on, off, and sometimes it's not on.
Have you ever thought that maybe it's a spaceship?
I want to say it's like a.
What's that other light that's dimming out? The one next to it.
That's a street light. That's a street light.
So there's a street light, but what's the other? The other light's not a street light, correct?
Oh no, it's not at all. Because all the street lights are on the opposite side of the street.
Okay. So there's a street light, and then there's a big bright golden thing.
That golden thing is always there.
So that is the thing above it. White is a street light. The thing below it is not a street light.
Right.
Okay, I just want to give perspective to people. That's really wild.
Like a second sun.
Yeah,
it comes out.
It's kind of weird. Okay, folks. Well, tomorrow night, John, are you able to be on the show tomorrow night?
Yeah. What time are you going to be on?
Hopefully around 11. I want to bring Garako back in because the only way we're seem to being able to communicate with him is when we're both on together.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to review this video that I recorded. Yeah. If we have, I have your permission to do that. I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you absolutely, and you have permission. Yeah.
All right, cool. If anything I do find before I share it with anybody else, I'll always share it with you before anybody else. So,
and I just want to let people know, and John, that number you gave me, I'm calling it, and I get a recording. The phone recording. Number? Yeah, like it says. It says it's a recording of a woman saying that the person can't take calls right now. They don't have the message thing set up.
What? You call my number and it says that?
Yeah, just send me the Send me the number again. Message me the number. I'll try calling you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can call me anytime. It doesn't matter.
I will.
Okay. All right.
I want to thank everybody for watching Encounters. It's been a crazy night. I knew that we would have contact, and now I know the way it's done is when John and I come on the show together. That's the way. For whatever reason that works in the universe, I don't question it. That's the way it is.
Now we'll look through this real. See, I can see that again. Oh, there. Yeah.
That's the light. That's the light pole. Below it is in the sky that bright object, right?
Yeah, and it glows, and there's the moon. Like, see if I can look at. This is my left. That's my right. There's the moon right there.
That's the moon, and the other object is next to the light, the bright one. I'm getting it's a spaceship. It's a spaceship.
Okay, watch this. We're gonna look.
Hopefully, get rid of this cough again.
Did you do your honey?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna have some more of that before I go to sleep.
If you can, this will help you here. Hold on 1 second. Because I don't know if you noticed that your cough gets worse at night.
Yeah, I understand. Well, it was happy. It went away for a while and it came back.
You take this right here.
What is that?
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Yeah.
Yeah, so you take that and you put it with your honey, and then you can ingest that, and it's much better. And you'll have that cough gone away real quick.
I'll do the turmeric and honey tomorrow. All right. I want to thank you all for being here. Also, that spaceship, John, was amazing. There's a spaceship that were kind of goldish colored.
Right now.
Julie, I definitely will warm up the honey. So we're going to say, Chesno, thanks for being here. I appreciate it, by the way.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. And we're all, now there's the light before we go. there's the what I call the spaceship right there. That's not the moon. That's a spaceship. That's the light on a pole. The white thing's a pole. The thing next to it's in the sky. That's a spaceship.
Look what it's doing. Like it's making the camera all weird.
Yeah, the energy is affecting your camera from that ship.
See, if I line it up, it should make a star. It should, if they're true light, it should recognize and line up, and it should make a Merkaba. Not a Merkaba. Wait a minute.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's vibrating. The whole rock is vibrating. What the heck?
What's vibrating?
My stone.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're shooting energy at where you are from the ship.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta lock on their center. Lock on my center. Where's my center then? I'm gonna move it closer to my face or what?
I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
So not only did we have Garko speak, we are now seeing a spaceship a little bit away from his location.
Yeah, this thing right here is a reflection of the trash can right here.
Right.
But
but there's the ship. The ship is the big circular golden part. The pole from the street light is the white part. So angled down, that's the light pole, and that is before we go, that's the ship right there.
Yeah, not that one.
It's definitely
that one.
That one right there. It's a very large spaceship. It's very low in the atmosphere.
And that one is the light pole. And then the moon is over here. See, like what I noticed that, see how these lights are? I'm gonna let you guys go up to this. See that light pole? But then when I go to my house, that is how the light is at my house.
Wow. All right, John, I want to thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it doesn't do that with these lights. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Chino, thank you. A UFO UAP Sky Scanner, thank you. And above all, thank all of you. Please follow me on TikTok now. If you're not following me, you're going to miss out on a lot of crazy stuff that happens on this show. And so I thank everybody. Thank you for gifting us. If you want to become a subscriber, please subscribe. We have 36 of 100. We're trying to raise money for our C5 group for more night vision equipment. And so we appreciate all the gifts right now before I sign off and go to sleep and get some needed rest.
No, my neighbor's Christmas lights. The only one neighbor I have that has Christmas lights is that one right there. It's just a Christmas tree.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. We're going to sign off now on Encounters. Have a good morning and good night. We love you all. Take care.
Hey, Flo. I should go live, huh?